Conditions for cyberbullying. Image, digital identity, and personal branding. Digital identity is the information compiled in the online world that identifies a person. For example, name, address, age, social media profiles, pictures, etc. Personal branding is a strategic effort of how one person wants to be perceived by others. For example, is how influencers of healthy food show different actions to demonstrate that they are having healthy lives. It will be very rare to find pictures or videos about not taking care of themselves. Nowadays, many people take care about their digital identity and personal branding in order to keep a good reputation. What a person does online can have a direct consequence in the real life. Therefore, a good digital identity and personal branding helps people in several ways, such as networking and academic, professional growth opportunities. Taking care about digital identity and personal branding is an open door for perpetrators in different ways. Perpetrators know that attacking these aspects could be of high importance to the victim. This will facilitate the attack. For example, it will be easier to ask for money for giving back information, not uploading pictures, etc. For reaching a strong digital branding, people tend to publish publicly their achievements, personal information, acquisitions, going to good places, traveling, etc. Sharing this information without privacy settings make a person become vulnerable to cyberbullying. Some people share their opinions according to their digital brand. This can generate insults and harassment of others who do not agree. Although people have never heard about digital branding, the truth is that most of us only publish the good pictures. Most of persons take care of their reputation. Bullies can destroy this reputation by spreading fake gossips, uploading embarrassing pictures, etc. Digital narcissism and social digital voyeurism. Digital narcissism. Some people with narcissistic behaviors can be engaged as bullies due to their specific characteristics in their personality. Strong need for attention. They constantly look forward to being admired. They feel more important than others. Like to be recognized even without achievements. Do not take care about the needs of others. They spend time only with those that they feel as equally important. Look down on people they consider as not important. Manipulate others to get what they want. Become angry when they do not catch the other's attention. Also, narcissists, in their way for looking for attention, they can contribute in the escalation of the cyberbullying incidents. However, these characteristics also make a narcissist person vulnerable to be cyberbullied. Bullies can exploit these characteristics and involve narcissists in denigration. Social digital voyeurism. The Cambridge Dictionary defines voyeurism as the activity of getting pleasure from secretly watching other people in sexual situations or, more generally, from watching other people's private lives. Extrapolating this definition to the online world, digital voyeurism is secretly watch other people's online lives and interactions. Social digital voyeurism can lead easily to cyberbullying, as some of the characteristics are: they secretly have access and monitor the victim's profiles. They monitor the victim's online activities. They make things to have access to private information or conversations. They track the victim's behaviors. Digital voyeurism is carried out without the victim's authorization. In many cases, the victim is not aware of this. Some examples of cyberbullying incidents in digital voyeurism are: constant observation can lead to cyberstalking. Perpetrators involved in digital voyeurism can gather and disclose information. Create easily fake stories and rumors, which are credible, as they have an obsessive control of the victim's life. They can gather information for manipulating the victim. Create fake profiles with the victim's information, etc. Self-esteem. Self-esteem is how persons perceive and value themselves. Self-esteem plays a relevant role in cyberbullying. Bullies. In some cases, low self-esteem is a condition for some persons to become bullies. Persons with low self-esteem have more probabilities of being insecure. They become bullies to project their insecurities to victims. For example, they can attack people they perceive as more confident, to acquire a sense of superiority. A perpetrator with low self-esteem can target individuals who appear to be living the perfect life due to feelings of envy and jealousy. They raise their self-esteem as they boost a false sense of power and authority. Bullies with low self-esteem look for validation. The number of likes and positive reactions can increase their self-esteem. Low self-esteem can lead to frustration, which can be expressed through cyberbullying incidents. Victims. In some cases, low self-esteem can serve as a condition for certain people become a victim of cyberbullying. Persons with low self-esteem can project vulnerability, being for bullies an easy target. Persons with low self-esteem do not find enough confidence to look for support. They can think that nobody cares about them. Victims with low self-esteem can facilitate the escalation of cyberbullying. Victims with low self-esteem can believe the message of the bully, being more likely to internalize and accept harassments. Teaching unit, celebration of being myself. Duration, 3 hours. The main aim of the activity is to increase learners' self-esteem through the self-assessment of their essential values. Learners will acquire a deep understanding about what really is important in their lives, what drive their actions, etc. Step 1. Ask your learners to answer individually the following questions. I like who I am because. I am really good at. I feel good about my. I am a good friend because. I will try to make healthy digital interactions as I will. The characteristics that I like the most of myself are. I am a good team member because. My friends think I have a good. My natural qualities are. My greatest talent is. I mean a lot to. I enjoy doing. I help others by. Somewhere I feel happy is. My goals are. I can achieve my goals because I am. I have succeeded at. Describe something that makes you feel proud. Describe something that makes you different from a family member or friend. Step 2. Ask them to create a big poster with their answers. Ask them to be creative. They can use images, style, and techniques that they want. Step 3. Ask each learner to present their poster to the rest of the group. Step 4. Ask the following questions. How would the world be if all looked the same? How would the world be if all had the same personality? Why is it good to celebrate each other's differences? Why is it important to respect the other's differences? Step 5. Write each of your learners' names on separated pieces of paper. Fold them and put them in a bag. Each learner will take one paper from the bag. The student should write a positive message to that person. This message should be kind, validating some of the information that they shared on their poster. The importance of this activity is that learners will be empowered to align their actions with their authentic values, reinforcing their self-esteem. Learners, especially youngsters, are in a journey of self-discovery. Therefore, this activity will help them to discover, accept, and appreciate themselves, boosting their self-esteem. Also, learners will understand that each person's differences make them unique. Impulsivity and recklessness. Impulsivity and recklessness can be a condition to cyberbullying in different ways. Impulsive people can post online or send messages without considering how it might affect other people. Being impulsive means that they do not think twice before taking the action. This careless and hurried communication might result in unpleasant information, insults, or nasty remarks that contribute to cyberbullying. Engaging in risky online activities, such as disseminating fake information, taking part in hazardous challenges, or motivating others to engage in harmful actions, are examples of reckless conduct. These behaviors may lead to the escalation of cyberbullying incidents. Impulsive and reckless people might have a lack of judgment while interacting with others online. This can lead them to be engaged in cyberbullying incidents without knowing the real repercussions. Sometimes, impulsive people can be involved in cyberbullying in order to have immediate gratification, sense of power, entertainment, etc. Gender roles identity. Identity and gender roles have a big impact on cyberbullying dynamics. They can be preconditioned for cyberbullying in different ways, including the following. Unfortunately, some members of our society still have stereotypes and discrimination towards persons from a different identity or sexual orientation than theirs. Some of these members can attack online to one or several people who belong to these groups through insults, harassment, etc. Cyberbullies may marginalize people online based on their gender. This might be making someone feel uncomfortable in digital places, disseminating false information about their gender identity, or purposefully excluding them from online organizations. Gender identity and conventional beauty standards frequently collide. Cyberbullies may use appearance-based or body-shaming tactics to attack people who they perceive as different from conventional gender norms. Microaggressions are discriminatory comments that are subtle and frequently inadvertent. They might be directed at a person based on their gender identity or expression. Such remarks reinforce negative preconceptions, which in turn lead to cyberbullying. In other chapters of the book, you will see how some types of cyberbullying have a big influence on gender identity and sexual orientation. Peer pressure. Peer pressure is the influence from members of a group to another member to execute an action. There is no doubt that peer pressure is a condition to boost cyberbullying incidents due to the following reasons. They try to fit in the group. Fear of being excluded if they do not start or participate in cyberbullying acts. They feel afraid to becoming the victim if they do not participate. Group dynamics have a direct influence in behaviors. The person feels more committed to be loyal in the group, even if this goes against their values. Prefer to be bullies than victims. Lack of confidence to stop the group's actions. Accept the group's norms, etc. Resilience. Resilience can become a powerful element for victims. When a person develops resilience caused by a bad incident, the person can proceed with their life naturally, without negative feelings. However, victims who are not able to develop resilience are at more risks to become bullies, due to people who are not resilient frequently do not possess strong coping strategies that help them deal with stress and hardship. People who are not resilient might avoid asking for help or addressing problems. Resilient victims may rely on friends, family, or other support networks when faced with cyberbullying, which helps to successfully mitigate the harmful effects of online harassment through connection and communication. Strong emotional control abilities are often possessed by resilient people, which helps them deal with the emotional difficulties brought on by cyberbullying. Those who are not able to withstand cyberbullying while retaining their emotional stability may be involved in revenge, fights, etc. Cyberbullying episodes may be seen by non-resilient people as insurmountable challenges rather than a learning experience. Adaptability and the capacity to overcome hardship are related to resilience. Resilient people are more likely to adjust to the difficulties they encounter in the setting of cyberbullying, grow from the experience, and create plans for future self-defense. Non-resilient victims can get attached to a circle of being bully and victim in several times. People that are not resilient frequently do not have a strong conviction that they can overcome obstacles. Their lack of self-belief can enable them to take proactive measures against cyberbullying, such as reporting incidents, confronting harassment, etc. Privacy. Privacy is an important asset in a person's life, therefore it can become a valuable treasure for bullies to hunt. The persons who are more vulnerable to become victims are persons with low privacy settings. Persons who expose their private information in public settings, social media, websites, etc. Persons with no antivirus protection. Persons who do not control their friends' networks in social media. Persons who constantly share all their daily activities and locations. Persons with lack of skills to identify phishing attacks, etc. Attacking the person's privacy can lead to cyberbullying incidents such as masquerading, phishing, digital identity theft, doxing and outing, cyberstalking, online sexual coercion, etc. Go to the corresponding section to find more information about each of these cyberbullying typologies. Also, consult section Advices for protecting from cyberbullying to find some clues of how to take care of your privacy and interactions in the digital world. Empathy. Teaching unit, Walking on My Shoes. Duration, 3 hours. The main aim of the activity is to acquire knowledge about empathy in a group. Step 1. Ask your students to draw one of their shoes that they like the most. Step 2. Ask your students to write on the front side 5 things about yourself that people can find in your social media. 5 things about yourself that nobody would know unless you told them. Step 3. On the other side of the shoe, ask your learners to write a line from a book, lyric, or a famous person's quote that represents an important part of their lives. They should explain on that side why they chose that line. Step 4. Ask them to decorate the shoe. Step 5. Ask your learners to present their shoes with the rest of the group. Step 6. Ask the following reflection questions. When a person is being victim of cyberbullying, how do you think they might be feeling in this cyberbullying incident? Describe what it might be like to be in the victim's shoes. How do you think victims are feeling? If you were in their position, what would you need from others? How can you offer understanding for what they're going through? Think about one day in the victims' lives. How do you imagine it would be like? What words or actions can make them feel more valued? Name one moment where someone was empathetic with you. How did you feel? How can empathy resolve conflicts? How can you use empathy to improve relationships? The importance of this activity is to realize that empathy is a powerful tool for the prevention and counteraction of cyberbullying. Through the figurative act of walking in someone else's shoes, learners are able to understand the victim's emotions, challenges, weaknesses, etc. This perspective can help them in identifying the possible harm that our acts can cause, encouraging to reconsider their actions before they get worse.